Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every week on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. We're also available on Anchor if you prefer the audio versions of our shows, so you'll pick us up there on Spotify, Podbean, or wherever you pick up your audio podcasts. And this is your Real Madrid Liverpool match reaction. Join me back again. It's been a while. Phil, welcome back.
What's the story, lads?
Yeah.
Have me back.
Same, very happy after that.
Positive. I'm remaining positive for you. I'm staying positive.
Also, the two OGs for any of these Liverpool casts that we do. Dane, how we doing, my man?
Look the way he said the Real Madrid versus Liverpool match reaction. This is Real Madrid exhibition reaction.
Well, look, we can always look forward to NXT.
No Liverpool in that game.
We can look forward to NXT Takeover. You have the hoodie, so it's all good. Craig, welcome back again, my man.
Oh, no, how's things?
Good, not bad. And also joining us tonight from the other part of the house, Ben. Welcome back, my man.
Thank you.
Good to have you back on. Right, let's start. Dane, you get it out of the way. Get it off your chest, what you want to get off your chest. Dane, you need to unmute yourself first.
There we go. We're back.
There we go.
We're back. I used a few words there that get me kicked off YouTube. That's why I muted it. Pathetic performance, my opinion. From the minute I looked at the team sheet and seeing Keita was starting, I was like, this is all just gonna go tits up. First 15 minutes, you expect the home team to kind of keep the ball and, settle themselves down. I was expecting us to probably 20th minute to get some sort of involvement in the game. And just, I honestly haven't got the words to try and explain how bad everyone on that pitch was tonight. Everyone was fucking horrific tonight. Trent, I think that's his good game there against Arsenal. I think that's probably the only good game he had him between now and the end of the season, because he was lost tonight. Kabak and Phillips, they've been solid enough, but they were found out tonight that there's levels to this game and they're not at that level. Robbo looked absolutely exhausted. Genie, it's almost as if his bags are packed and he has them stickers, like the flights to Barcelona stickers around his suitcases. Fabinho was all over the shop tonight. Keita, not even going to talk about him. The front three, can we just talk about how good Real Madrid were, and instead of talking about how bad Liverpool were, because Real Madrid were absolutely phenomenal tonight. They just dominated all over the pitch. As soon as we scored that goal, they just right, calm down, take a deep breath. We're going to control this game again. They just toyed with us at times. The thing I watched, there was about midway through the second half, and they must have kept the ball for about 105 passes, and nobody else Liverpool even decided to try and close down. Just anything that could. I just find it hard to explain how bad we were tonight. It was just a really, really, really poor performance, and I know you're quite optimistic from before the game, saying that you think we can turn around. They'll definitely score at least one at Anfield. We won't score three. Simple as that. My opinion, the toy is over.
Yeah. Craig, talk to me. One of the things I noticed tonight, and it's really bad. Our touch seems to be way off into the first ball into the player. We seem to be losing the ball constantly. And also,
why do we do this to ourselves, though? Is what I want to know. We impose this on ourselves, I think. If that was anyone else, you look at that Madrid team, battered, wounded, makeshift centre backs. Nacho is an awful footballer, and he made look like Virgil van Dijk.
Wasn't awful tonight.
He's awful in general. Hence, he never gets a look in, and he gets forced to play, and he got made look like Virgil van Dijk. Unbelievable. The touch is
everyone frozen, or is it just me?
No, we're all good.
The touch is like, when they take it into them, are they assured of that touch? Or are they like, am I going to get it or not? All of them. Tonight, Salah was very bad with Arsenal, even though he beat Arsenal very well. The touch was all over the gap.
Yeah.
Tonight, you give Kroos or Modric any kind of space, no matter what age they are, it doesn't matter. They're gonna do that. Why give them that time on the ball? It's crazy. It's suicide. Like, no matter who you are.
Yeah, that's
Kroos is just all Kroos has to do is look up. Lovely, there's a ball over the top. The two lads fucking wandering into space, having a clue what's going on.
Yeah, I was
If
looking.
you respect Real Madrid enough, that's gonna happen to you, no matter weekend or not.
Yeah, I was looking at that pass from Cruz even at half time, and I was thinking, you know what? Even if Joe Gomez had been on the pitch or Virgil van Dijk, when you play a pass like that, it's just a world class pass. Phil, come in here and talk to me. Sadio Mane, probably the worst player on the pitch tonight, without a shadow of a doubt. He's starting to bring a little bit of petulance into his game now as well, where he's waving his hands around and feeling hard done by on tackles that aren't even tackles, just falling over. You know what I mean? What was you thinking tonight on the game in general and that?
Absolutely. In terms of the Sadio Mane thing, I remember just during the game there, I actually text Craig because there was an instance there towards the end that in like the space of 2 minutes, he took a touch on the edge of the box, came under a challenge, and he went down like nothing, like a ton of bricks had hit him. And we mentioned to Craig, I was like, is it me or is Mane becoming a little bit of a diver lately, looking for stuff?
Desperate.
And it's desperation. He knows he's off form, he's not getting goals, not creating goals, so he's trying to make them any way he can. And I just don't like seeing it like that. In terms of the overall performance tonight, poor across the board, no shape, weren't tight enough to them, gave him too much space. If you're too lackadaisical with a team like Real Madrid, they're going to pick you apart. They're absolutely going to pick you apart. Even their makeshift defense, like, they're going to just wipe the floor with you if you just play like that, if you give them the opportunity. That being said, it is Liverpool. It is European football. And there is a second leg to come. And I'm always positive when it comes into that. So I'm maintaining hope. And hopefully next week or 8 days or whatever it is, we can maybe turn it around and get a result.
I'd love to know why, though, we just put ourselves in the fucking state that we're in the first place when we don't have to. We really don't. We're self-inflict ourselves to the fucking knees. Like,
see, but also, a lot of that comes down to the decision of the Klopp today. Like I questioned it before I seen it that Naby Keita started, and I was like,
why was he in the team? For what reason?
I don't know. But that's a decision of the manager. Like, so it seems like there's a fault on both sides. The manager is sometimes making poor decisions, and then they're like, them decisions are dictated by the decisions that the players are making.
Vasquez is a right winger. Lucas Vasquez is a right forward, right winger, and he played right back better than Trent has ever played right back tonight.
But it was just like I said,
like fucking ridiculous.
There was no shape. At one point, I think we were on the attack, and Trent was at the centre circle in the middle of the pitch, and I think Fabinho was playing out on the wing, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, there's no shape. It seems like there's no cohesion. We're just all scattered. We're all over the place. Like,
yeah, it's like when the panic kicks in, lads start going into positions to try and make up for other players, and then they leave these wide open gaps. Ben, what was your thinking on the game? Come in and talk to us about
it. First off, congratulations to Real Madrid. They were good. They played well tonight, I thought. Especially your man Vinicius. He gave Trent a tough game. Number one, the passing was very poor, like very poor passing. Like, it was like people who would normally be very good at passing, such as like Wijnaldum, Fabinho, poor passing. And like, we started pretty poorly, I thought. And I think it's good. It's relevant to mention Real Madrid haven't lost a game in 11 games. We've won 3 on the row or whatever, and we've lost like 6 at home. So I think Liverpool fans went into this game thinking, yeah, we're gonna breeze past these. No, they're a good team.
Sense of optimism.
Yeah. And like, Liverpool fans are probably a bit too cocky, I thought. I mean, that Arsenal team, they're bang average. They're a shocking team.
Yeah, but I suppose when you look at the players that Real Madrid were missing, I mean, the likes of Varane and Ramos, these are big leaders there as well. And like, I know we have our problems at the back as well, but the back had kind of settled down a little bit for 3 or 4 games. But I just, I think there was an opportunity there tonight. I mean, I wonder, I know Dean said that Real Madrid were very good tonight, but you have to ask yourself, were Real Madrid actually very good tonight? or were we so shockingly bad that we made them look good tonight? You know what I mean? Like I just see, you know, some of the goals and stuff that we gave away. You know, even that third goal or wherever it was where Modric plays it square. You know, Nat Phillips should be out. He should be reading that. You know what I mean? That should be cut out. And we said right, the ball over the top for the first one. You can't do a whole lot about that. That's just a world class pass. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. But like I'm always amazed. Like I've been looking at Mane this season, and he's just all over the place. You know what I mean? He's no touch. You know, even him and Salah, they pick up the ball, they put the head down, they run down the dead end, they either fall over the ball or they give it away. I just don't know what's going on with them. You know what I mean?
It feels like it's about them, you know, individuals more than us at times. You know, like I'm going to be the person who's going to do it, or it'll be the other person.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing about it is, like, we had this story going around where they're not getting on, they don't get on with each other and all, and like, you know, I kind of preferred when they weren't getting on and they were both greedy. Now they're trying to play each other in, and it's just not coming off. And I still, and I still don't understand this. I mean, are we scared to take a shot from outside the box? Like, are we scared to have a go? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on there. It's just strange. I think Dean is spot on and talking about, you know, Genie, you know, has definitely 1 foot out the door. There's no doubt about it. But then you have to ask yourself, he's the guy walking out tonight. He's wearing the captain's armband. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
there was a couple
no one deserved that captain's armband tonight. No one deserved to be walking out with that, walking back out without the second half. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but you kind of
it
look
meant
at
nothing.
it. Yeah, but you kind of look at it and you go, right, you need someone out there who's going to be strong. And Genie, with all due respect to Genie, he is a strong player in the middle of the park, no doubt about it. But
I think Klopp is questioning himself. I think Klopp is questioning himself as well, because he started Keita. That was like so out of bleeding blue. He never even crossed my mind today when I was thinking about what your midfield would be against Casemiro, Modric, and Kroos. Like, we done that Premier League 11, never to win a Premier League. Luka Modric is probably one of the best, like, what he does to ever play the game. And you're throwing in Keita there, who nobody trusts with injuries. Like, was he taken off due to injury or just because he's absolutely shit? Like, you know what I mean? But he didn't start Thiago for a reason. But then he throws him into the game. I'm starting to think to myself, what is he actually bringing to the team? The guy is so out of shape. He has no pace. That's another game tonight where he has created nothing. It's side-to-side passes or back behind you. Why didn't he throw on Milner for that bit of calmness and a bit of composure in the middle of the park? Someone who can grab everyone else by the scruff of the neck, demand a bit of respect as a captain, and put the hand up and say, right, lads, when we get the ball, let's keep the fucking... Did not anyone notice in the first half, any time one of our defenders got a ball, it went out for a set piece, for a throw for them. And whenever Wijnaldum, Keita, Thiago, or Genie got the ball, we lost it within 2 passes. Yeah. That we were just horrific tonight. Alisson, everything that we said positive about Liverpool the last time we talked about Liverpool was just shot to pieces tonight. The third goal he should have saved. It just, I'm just so frustrated. I was sitting downstairs and watching the game with Dad, and every time I said something, he was like, he trying to like go against what my opinion on what I was saying and all. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and just gonna know, like, that little tapping your foot with anger, and I was like, I'm gonna pull this telly off the fucking wall, because how can you? Fair enough, Arsenal are shit. Arsenal are really, really bad, but after Saturday night, I was thinking to myself, with some sort of optimism, they're missing Carvajal, they're missing Hazard, they're missing Varane, they're missing Ramos. You're gonna have Liverpool fans now back on the bandwagon tonight and tomorrow about, but we're missing Van Dijk and Henderson. You could have put 4 Virgil van Dijks on that pitch tonight, and we still would have got raped. What Real Madrid done to us tonight was what Father Alan used to do to the lads in the brew every Monday night after a run. Raped them without lube.
Jesus, my God. Phil, talk to me. I would have had a different opinion on Fabinho and Thiago, because I thought they actually played really well and linked up well together in the Arsenal game on Saturday. And I thought that would have been the case to play him. But I assume he didn't start Thiago because the one thing we know about Thiago, he loves that early booking. and that could have put the midfield under pressure.
There's three things guaranteed in life: taxes, death, and Thiago's yellow cards.
Thumbs up.
Absolutely. Phil, what was your thinking on that?
I don't. The Naby Keita starting was a bit of a conundrum to me. I'm thinking if you're going to drop Thiago for the reason that you're worried about him getting booked and all that, like why wouldn't you pick James Milner? And if you weren't going to pick James Milner, I'd probably sooner pick Oxlade-Chamberlain than I'd
Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones, even, yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Well, I know he's been on. Well, then again, they're all in international duties. But then again, that's a bit of a conundrum. Thiago's situation is a bit of a strange one. I think Thiago's game has changed since he came to Liverpool. He hasn't got that extra yard. He hasn't got that extra minute to be as composed as normally. And he's trying to keep up with the intensity of Liverpool's midfield. And he's just been a bit careless. And I just think he just gets very careless and getting away with his challenges because usually he's used to just sitting, playing nice, calm passes left, right, and centre. He's probably not used to chasing the ball as much and he just gets carried away. I think it'll be good for him to continue having Fabinho beside him because Fabinho could be like a Van Dijk is to Joe Gomez.
That calming influence.
Yeah. Tell him to settle, tell him when to go, when to stay, when to make a move and all, So I think that link-up could be very good, if we get it right in the next coming season. But we need that third player in that midfield as well. If Wijnaldum's gone, which to me it seems like he is as well, we need that third player back in the midfield, whoever it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I suppose let's bring it back. Let's look towards the second leg of this. You know what I mean? Ben, what you're thinking on the second leg? Think we could turn it around?
Is it played at Anfield or is it neutral?
It'll be at Anfield, as far as I know.
Hopefully, Budapest.
Playing on the Walkinstown roundabout.
That's where we'll be all cheering when we qualify. Go ahead, Ben.
It'd be tough, but I think they can do it. I don't like changing that midfield loads. Just stick to Fabinho and Thiago and one other person. I think is better.
Maybe. But I do think now. I think he's questioning the back two now, and I have a feeling Fabinho's going to play a centre half next week because the two boys, I felt sorry for them at times. They've no pace between the two of them. They were caught out multiple times.
Kabak wasn't bad.
He wasn't great either, though. Let's be fair. He wasn't awful. Yeah, I think he's going to play Fabinho a centre half next week. I really do. I think you just want to have that calm head in the back four. We were torn asunder tonight at the back. Your man Vinicius was fucking unbelievable. He was unplayable tonight. I really, really hope he doesn't play. If he plays Fabinho in the defence next week, we may give up. Well, I've given up already. I do think we'll score. But I think they'll score at least one, probably two.
Sure, there's always the option as well that he could drop Fabinho back into a 3-man centre back and let Robbo and Alexander bomb up and down the wings, so drop someone out of the front three to push Fabinho back, and then he can let the lads bomb down the wings. That might. He
never changes though, does he? He never learns. He never gives anything a fucking chance, does he?
Yeah, but that's an option that he could explore because it will shore up the defense, but it will still keep us eligible for counter attacking. Like I said, coming into it is European football. It is Liverpool. We are at home. I'm remaining positive. Miracles have happened before, and they can't happen again.
Look, if we're going to go out, I just hope we go out on our shield. I hope we don't go out when we set up to damage limitations and say to ourselves, right, look how easily they got at us in the first leg. If we're going to go out, at least fucking go for it. You know what I mean? Don't play Fabinho or centre half. Play the two boys as centre half and just fucking go for it. Do you know what I mean? If we're gonna get knocked out, at least fucking have a right go at it.
Yeah, I was looking tonight as well, and I'm sure you've all picked up on as well. Robbo just looks exhausted, doesn't he? He just looks absolutely dead on his feet. His passing is off. Even that wing-to-wing link-up play with passing between him and Trent is all over the place. And I mean, he wasn't amazing either against Arsenal, so it's not like his form has dropped off. His form has been questionable now for a number of months at this stage, Craig, what was you thinking on Robbo tonight?
He has nobody to really like looking over his shoulder. Who's going to come in and take his place? Miskus or whatever it's fucking called. I don't even know if he's still even at the club.
Fucking
know what I mean?
Lucas.
Like, it's not good enough. Like, you know, he's looking over his shoulder and he's like fucking probably puffing his chest that I have to go again. Fuck this. And I know he was bollocks because, you know, when he tried to take the touch and he tried to run after, he just said fuck that because he couldn't run after. He physically could not get it. Like, he's fucked.
Yeah, and even
You know what I mean?
even his tracking back, normally his covering is decent, you know what I mean? But he just looks dead on his feet.
He's destroyed.
You're up to
And
the
I'm not
Arsenal
using that
game.
as an excuse for his performance, but he needs someone to come in and say, look, I can go in and do the job at left back as well. And it shouldn't have to be Milner filling in there either. It should be an actual left back who can come in and do a bleeding job.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
Up onto the Arsenal game there, he played every minute in the Premier League. Not to mention all cup games, league games, and he's been pretty much captain carrying Scotland as well. So I think he's just suffering massive burnout. But I think Craig's absolutely right in saying that he needs someone there not only to challenge him, but to back him up when he does go through the burnout, like because he's such a high intensity player that he could go for ages, but eventually he will have to take a rest, like eventually. Like, so I think we need Tsimikas, bought him for 13 million for Olympiacos. I think I've seen him play for 6 minutes or something like that at the start of the season. Like, I don't know who he is.
I think I heard he had COVID one time, and that was about it.
The only thing I heard.
COVID. Has anyone had a good look at him? I swear to God, I've seen him on the Keys buying crack.
Didn't he come on? In he came on in one of the games there recently, didn't he? Did he come on against Wolves or something like that?
Was it like for 4 minutes or something though? Was it not like
it wasn't long, but he did come on, you know. I think was it Wolves or was it Sheffield United? One of them anyway.
The only
thing he came on against Palace when it was 7-0 when we were singing.
The only thing I can remember of Tsimikas in this season is he played a game and James Milner made an overlapping run and he didn't give it to Milner and Milner ate the head off him for it, like on the middle of the pitch.
Well, there's the answer.
I remember of him all season, like, and I think after
he played against Lincoln in the League Cup.
Oh, for fuck!
Top baller.
There you go. That's supposed to be our cover for Andy Robertson, and he's only playing against Lincoln. Like,
can Ben Davis not play centre half or play left back?
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's still out. Is he still out injured?
No, he's on the bench tonight.
Oh, was he not make sandwiches for them or something?
Yeah.
I seen him. I was convinced we either bought a top trump card or a cardboard cutout. But then he was saying training and there was I believe there was a parade through Liverpool with an actual cardboard cutout because they were like, he's real. He's real.
It's one of the most perplexing transfers in recent years, isn't it? To buy a player from Preston, from League One, out of nowhere, and then never play him.
Football manager all over.
He could be a Sammy Hippie in disguise. He's just sitting on the bench like, all I'm looking for is one chance.
There's one chance.
Imagine you're sitting there at your club in January and the phone rings and it's Liverpool and they want you. And you're thinking, here we go, laughing, off and running. And the next thing you're off and sitting. It's just crazy.
He's sitting there with his missus having time. Next time the phone rings. Hello? Hold on a second, look. Hello? Yeah. I think it's April Fool's, babe. It's Liverpool. Come on, my son. I'll sign anyway, babe. Yeah, that's someone messing. That's someone messing.
Maybe the April Fool was they sign him in January, but only play him in April. Maybe that's what it was.
Some crack now if he started. Some crack now if he was on the team sheet next Wednesday night. Forced corner for Real Madrid. Boom, bangs into his own net.
You know what's going to happen. Don't be surprised if he starts shacking Origi again for the comeback.
Yeah, and I think they have fucking Hazard is looking at making maybe some minutes in the Classico the weekend ahead of the fucking Champions League.
You play about 6 minutes.
Fuck's sake.
To be honest, I would have rather if Hazard had a play tonight with the form he's been in this season.
Yeah, he's doing hasn't had a good season. Vinicius is unreal.
Yeah. Craig, do you reckon we can come back?
I always believe, like, I'm never gonna say no. I can't after what I'm not gonna fucking overly commit and say we're 100% gonna fucking come back.
So
I'd rather not play at Anfield in the second leg. I'd rather not play at home the second leg the way we fucking are at home. But look, it's not over yet, but it needs to hit the ground running. We need an early. I agree with Dean though. I cannot see them not scoring 1 or 2. I'm just holding my hands up and I cannot not see that, regardless of what happens with us. Unfortunately,
Well, then we just have to
Like-
beat them 3-1 and we put them out on penalties.
Yes.
I can't see them only grabbing one either. But the way like if they hit us on the break,
I understand that. I get it, and I'm trying to be realistic about it. But sure, didn't we say that about Barcelona? I don't see us beating Barcelona. And I know you're saying, that was then and this is now, but it's happened time and time and time again with Liverpool and European nights where we just somehow pull it out the bag. So I'm just going to hold on to that belief and think that we're going to win 7-0.
Miskus hat-trick, get it in the
And we
bag.
just as well before we finish up, how much on a scale of 1 to 6 because we won the Champions League 6 times, do you hate Steve McManaman? If I got off this meeting now and he was out to get a bang of a train, I'd probably run up and down the road in the nip. He couldn't have been happier when Madrid scored. He couldn't have been. A bit of good news coming from the Etihad. Man City have scored 2. Phil Foden scored 90 minutes to make it 2-1. I was like, I mean, you do realise that you're Liverpool born and bred, like, you know what I mean? Fuck me, man. He's sitting there just noshing off fucking, oh my God, Real Madrid are fucking great. Like,
Don't run up and down the road in the nude, will you? Because I want you to be able to see the second leg. I don't want to have to bail you out or something, you know. Ben, what you were thinking? Can we turn it around?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So we have four positives here. Think we can turn it around, and one just thinks we're
so stick a 5 or if it's 4 against 1, so stick a 5 on Liverpool to win 4-1 next week.
That'd be all right. Well, 3-1 and go through on penalties.
No, I'd rather 4-1.
I had Liverpool to win tonight, both teams to score 3 corners each and 3 cards throughout the whole match. 5 were on a 450 return.
When Thiago came on, I'd say, "Oh, like there's the booking sorted out. Fucking lovely."
Hello, card sorted there.
All we need next week is Divock Origi and 1 quick corner, and it's game on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, lads, as always, it's been a pleasure having you on. As much of a pleasure as it can be when you're licking your wounds as Liverpool fans. But we roll on to next week, and as I've been saying nearly all season, we go again. Thanks for coming on, lads, and we'll talk again soon. As always, head over to YouTube, Dynamo Podcast Network, smash that bell notification and subscribe button. Also, we're on Anchor for your audio versions of the podcast, and we will return again next week and see how this whole story plays out. Thank you.